you feel it, you know it. Raww Productions.
Houston Sports Connoisseurs brought to you by
Raww.
What it do, people? It's your boy Raww, you know what I'm saying? Coming to you with another episode of the HSC. As you can see, if you feel it, you know it. And hey, that means a whole lot. Going a whole lot of places, alright? If you know it's good, it's gonna feel good, okay? So, anyway, first I wanna go ahead and break you off. You know, we got new colors, we got new logos. I refreshed everything. So I'm gonna have new merch. So after this podcast, go ahead and hit that link at the bottom of the description. Go check out our new website. Check out all the new merch I got. Hats, pants, tank tops, everything. Hey, it's summer ready, baby. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this podcast. You feel me? Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Astros, Texans, hey, and then we got that hot topic as well. And some other NFL topics as well. Just to make everything a little bit more interesting. And maybe you might find a little comedy in everything, okay? So let's go ahead and dive in. First off, man, let's go ahead and get into the Astros. See, the Houston Astros have been playing pretty well as of late, right? But today, as of August 2nd, I just watched them boys lose to the Red Sox.
No!
Now, the good thing is the Astros is 62-48. They just lost to the Red Sox, but hey, we got Carlos Correa, we got Jesus Sanchez, and then man, it's another player. I can't remember who else we traded for, but the Astros are doing good things. With that being said, we also have some injuries, and that's why we went ahead and made those trades. Now, first off, I want to give a shout out to Carlos Correa, baby, because hey, that's just one of my favorite Astros of recent times. I really hated when he was leaving, and I'm happy that he's back in the Astros jersey playing for us. And just to see him and Jose Altuve together again, the two brothers bonding again, man. Hopefully they can close out their careers together as an Astro, and let's go get another championship, baby. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this the odd year that we would go deep into the playoffs. We 62-48. We got some good things going for us. We got a high chance of making the playoffs because of that, because we're leading the AL West. But at the same time, we got to hold off the Rangers and the Marlins. The A's, we ain't got to really worry too much about. We never really have to worry about them anyway. Hell, they don't even have their own stadium to really host something that big right now. So right now, success is really not on the A's side of things, you ask me. But moving forward, man, just looking at how the lineup is shaping up, you know, with the injuries going on, Jeremy Pena out, Yordan Alvarez is out, and then you got Lance McCullers. He still trying to figure it out, but if we can ever get him healthy and really just going in that rotation, we got something going. Spencer Arrighetti, he's still, you know, dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. He coming back from a thumb injury or whatever. It's a lot of things going on with this Astros team that really just affect us as far as going deep. But I will say this, the good thing is that they're all on the IL early. So like Yordan Alvarez, we don't really know when he may return, but he may return sometime late August or whenever. You know, the timetable is really crazy. But if he can return for the playoffs and then he can get that back going, that's a good thing. We can get Jeremy Pena back and get his back going. That's a good thing. I know we got some other players that's out, but some of them may or may not return. So that's why we made those trades, like I said, just to announce that again. Looking forward, man, like from where we at right now, we just lost to Boston and we got to play Boston again. And then we're going to follow up against Miami, where Sanchez get to go against his former team and show them what they just lost in the trade. And I'm pretty sure whatever the Astros just traded over there, I think it was like a pitcher and some other farm league players or whatever, they might have a good chance of going against the Astros and improving themselves as well. Who knows? We will see, right? But overall, the Astros really need this W. They need to make something happen, and they need to do it big because having, like I said, man, having Correa back on that team and the pitching doing what it's doing with the young guys that we have pulled up from the farm league, it's amazing. It makes me really reminisce back to that 2016-15 Astro team where we was kind of down, but we wasn't out, but then we start sneaking into the playoffs. I think we went to the playoffs in 2015, and then we lost like I want to say we went 3 games in the wild card, and then we lost or something like that, or we lost to KC. KC ended up going to the championship and winning, right? And then the next year we didn't go to the playoffs, and then boom, 2017 hit. We got Verlander, and we doing big things, and like, man, team was crazy, bro. To see, all that took place with Harvey and stuff, and then boom, there we go. We knocking balls out the parks. Sign still in it all. I don't care, bro. A dub is a dub. You got to get there. You got to get the championship. But, hey, good luck to my Astros. I will give y'all another update eventually on the Astros. Unfortunately, I don't have a companion to, go back and forth with today about their thoughts on the Astros and those trades. But, man, I tell you, I'm very proud of the Astros being aggressive out there this time near the trade deadline and making big things happen. Moving on, man. Let's start talking about the NFL and just digging into the receiver from the Tennessee Titans. I want to talk about Treylon Burks. Now, y'all might wonder and say, why Treylon Burks of all receivers? Treylon Burks was drafted by the Tennessee Titans to replace A.J. Brown. And when I say replace him, I mean it was almost mirror image. Even during the draft, when he got drafted, the scouts compared him to A.J. Brown. I mean, his height and his weight is pretty similar. 6'2", 225. A.J. Brown, 6'1", 226. Like, these guys are like night and day, right? And then when you look at the way he played just like A.J. Brown, which was the veteran at that time. But now, when you look at the rise and fall of his career, or somebody might say, what rise? You know what I'm saying? Because this guy only has 1 TD. His whole career. I'm talking about 2022, 2023, 2024. He has 1 TD. But in his rookie season, he did have 444 yards receiving. And then the next year, he did have 221 yards receiving. Every year, he just declined. Last year, he had 34 yards receiving. But let me get to the big picture. The big picture here is he played 11 games his rookie season, 11 games the second season, and then last season he played 5 games. That is terrible. This year, he's out with a fractured collarbone. And guess what? The Tennessee Titans have cut him. So I don't even know why I said Tennessee Titans player, because he's a former Tennessee Titans player. And honestly, man, I just want to say this. I really thought he had the potential to be great. I really did. With the size, the ability to run, break out routes, catch, and all those kind of things, I really thought he really did have that A.J. Brown in him. Now, when you want to compare A.J. Brown to him, I'm going to tell you what A.J. Brown did in the last couple years since he left the Tennessee Titans. Since he's been in Philadelphia, A.J. Brown has been responsible for 25 touchdowns receiving. That's from 2022 to 2024. And he's healthy this year. And not to only mention that, he played 17 games in 2022, 17 games in 2023, and last year he played 13 games. So what I'm getting to, the Titans really took in a lemon and gave away the good. Like he traded Ferrari for a Ford Ranger. He's just not the same. Them guys are not the same. So that's an L on the Tennessee Titans. Now they got to look for another receiver to come in. But you know what? Before I move from this topic, I got to say this. The Tennessee Titans is where you go when you want your career to die. Nobody really wants their career to die, but you look at it. All the receivers they took. Andre Johnson, D-Hop. Who else has been a Titan as a receiver? Like, all those receivers, bro, their careers had died after they went to Tennessee. They've never been the same. And not to say that they were still in their prime, but hell, they wasn't really looking good either. You know, D-Hop was looking like D-Hop, but they didn't want to feed him. They didn't want to treat him the right way. So now he suffers. You know, he go to KC and then he get kicked off the KC team after that season. Now he with another team. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. So Tennessee Titans, you don't want to be one of those if you're a receiver. Now running back, you got something there, people. All right. So I know we all heard about the six-finger wonder, right? You know, Mr. Weaver got 6 fingers. He played linebacker, and he's playing for the Carolina Panthers. And the thing about this guy is, with an extra finger, do you think he really just got a higher ability to maybe get past some linemen? You know, maybe he got a little more strength in the hand. He might have something. You know, somebody had told me, what happened to all the kids that used to have defects and they have an extra finger or an extra toe? Well, there he goes. You know, they say that all of the kids now, they got mental issues, or, you know, is this wrong with them? They think that's wrong with them. You know, they can't think straight, or whatever the case may be. They see this color, they don't see that color, you know. But hey, here we go. We got another kid with an extra finger. He ain't missing the finger like JPP. He got an extra one. So instead of 4, he got 6, and he ready to go. Hey, I'm counting on this dude to make something happen for Carolina. You know, somebody might say he ain't going to help him, but I really do. I just think an extra grip on the ball or something, he might better just, you know, strip sack or something better. It's going to be something, and you're not going to realize it until you see him play. Now, let's go ahead and talk about one of the hottest topics in the NFL. It just came out. Jerry Jones, with the disrespect, he has to say about Micah Parsons. He say, I think the world of Micah Parsons. That came straight out of Jerry's mouth. He thinks the world of him, right? How could you possibly think the world of me, Jerry, if you're never going to give me a raise? If your son over there telling me, hey, he needs to put the work in, he needs to act like he wants to be signed. We're talking about probably the #1 pass rusher in the NFL. And you going to tell that man that he don't look like he want to get a raise? He don't act like he want to get a raise? That is just crazy. That is just crazy. And excuse my language, people, because I really want to say something about that. You know, I really just want to get into Jerry Jones' ad. And you already know what it is. But I'm going to save it today. Micah, do what's best, man. The trade request, smart deal. Jerry Jones not taking you serious, hell, sit out. Do what you got to do to get that paper. But honestly, do what you got to do to get out of the Dallas Cowboys uniform, locker room, and all those things. Because truly, as a Dallas Cowboy player, you're never going to win a ring, bro. I mean, they haven't won a ring since I've been alive, hell, I think. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time they won it? 95. It was like right after I was, you know, born or thought of, whatever the possibility of all those things is, man. The Cowboys have no shot at winning right now. But I will go say this, because I want to backtrack to what I said episode 1 of Summertime. I said I feel like the Cowboys actually got a shot at going deep and being a playoff team this year. But I didn't ever say they had the chance of winning a ring this year, okay? So let's get that straight. Now, let's talk about the best team in Texas. The Houston Texans. The Texans, they in training camp. C.J. Stroud, he in his 3rd season, right? We got a new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley. He ready to have these boys ball out. We got some new additions like Christian Kirk. We got Jaden Noel. We got, what's the other receiver? Like, bro, it's too many Jadens and Jalen's and all that on the team, honestly. But there's a lot of ballers on this team. And hopefully the main ballers is on the offensive line, because we don't know if it's going to be Cam, Laken Tomlinson, Titus Howard, or Ariante Ursi in the starting lineup. And then you got the position battles at the center position. Jake Andrews, Jared Patterson. You know, honestly, I like Jake Andrews, but I like Jared Patterson as well. I seen Jared Patterson put in some reps for the Texans. he did some nice things. Unfortunately, the health wasn't always on his side throughout the season, but hopefully he has a healthy season this year. And I just hope that for the whole offensive line, in the sake of Stroud, because Stroud, like I said, he learned a new scheme in his third season. We already know he didn't got banged up in the previous season, and himself, he just should strive this year, honestly. Last year was a sophomore slump, so I'm looking for Stroud to be quicker with his decisions, better out of the pocket, and many other things. And then, not only that, once we get a healthy Mixon back into the rotation with Nick Chubb, with Damian Pierce, or Woody Marks, which I've been hearing a lot of great things about him, the rookie out of USC, coming in and making some big plays as well in camp. Man, it's so much that the Texans really can do to exploit other teams with their offense this year, and I'm really hoping for the betterment of this team, especially offensively. You already know what we're getting for the from the defensive side. We know the rookie Jalen Smith, he been balling out. Jalen Reed just got on IR, but he'll be back soon. Hopefully he recover very quick. The defensive tackle, I can't remember his name. He was a rookie as well. We brought him in. He got injured, IR, carted out. But, man, all those things, that's part of football. It's still early. He might be, I ain't gonna lie, the DT, man, he might be out for 3-4 months, though. But hopefully it all work out for him, But with all that being said, man, we got to look at the big picture of all the offseason moves. It's really been focused around the OC and Nick Caley, bringing in Christian Kirk, bringing in these other receivers from Iowa State, and having a receiver room already that was kind of on the C- side, outside of our starting receivers, and you want to say Nico and Tank, but Tank is gonna be out, so it's like, who else do we really have to follow on? Boom, we bring in Christian Kirk. Now we got Nico, Christian Kirk, and we got Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. And then you got some of the other guys, Justin Watson or Braxton Barrows. So it's so many options that we can line up out there. But I will say this. Guess who got injured today or yesterday, I think, and he's questionable? Jared Wayne. Jared Wayne, the same guy that ran a route deep into the Chiefs' end zone and ran into our favorite receiver, Tank Dell, and took him out for 2 seasons. That guy, he's out. So hopefully, and I know this is bad wishful thinking, but hopefully he gets cut. Send him on his way. I haven't seen him do anything good. And even when they did play him the game after, or in that game, he never made any plays. The biggest play he made was injuring his own teammate. Let him go. Other than that, man, the Texans, bro, they've been on the road, though. We got to keep our eye on CJ, see how he's now moving traffic around and in a new scheme. He's really just trying to figure things out and building that foundation and just filling in the cracks right now. Like I said, the running back room looking good. Offensive line got a lot of potential, but we don't know who's going to pop through. The receiver room looking thick. Man, and honestly, bro, the backup QBs that's been behind CJ have been playing pretty good as well. So a lot of things is really going in the Texans' favor. Like I said, as they ramp up to play Minnesota on August 9th, we will really see more things come out. Who's going to play, who's not going to play. You're not going to get your starters week 1 of a preseason. Hell, you might not even get them any time in the preseason. But we'll definitely get to see who's really trying to be a Texan come September, baby. Last thing I want to talk about as far as NFL. Did you see Christian Wilkins? What's up, man? What grown man go around kissing other grown men on the forehead? Or, I'm going to say, heterosexual grown men. Do you know any heterosexual grown men going around kissing other grown men on the forehead and being playful about it, or any of that grab ass kind of shit? No. Like, cut it out, bro. Cut it out. And like I honestly I see why the Raiders have to cut him. You can't have a locker room player or a player in the locker room affecting the whole entire locker room with stuff like that, man. No matter what your sexuality is, bro, like you gotta keep stuff to yourself. And you can't just go around grabbing and groping on men. You what you want? Well, I can't even ask you that because apparently you want men to be grabbing, groping, and kissing on you too. Like that shit there, bro, is out of line. You can't do that. You cannot do that, bro. That's some jailhouse kind of shit that you need to keep to yourself, man. The Raiders had every right to cut him, in my opinion. You know, yeah, it might hurt the Raiders because they did sign a 4-year deal with this man, $110 million, you know, and 84.75 guaranteed. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to put on hold right there. A lot to hang your head on, Las Vegas. But truly, he was injury prone. He's been injured. He hasn't been playing. He came in to camp injured. He didn't pass his physical, and with all that time, he's been on the sideline. He been playing. He ain't been really, you know, resting and regaining the way he's supposed to be. And he been on the sideline kissing people, bro, like grabbing men and doing gay stuff. And this is not to, you know, take no shots at the rainbow community, but you can't be out there doing that, bro. That's just like me in the workplace. I can't just be going around groping on women, kissing on women, wife at home or not, whatever the case may be. That shit is wrong. It's, you know, you cannot do that, bro. For real. Had he been doing that to a woman, he would be in jail. So just to even get off with the, hey, I'm gonna have to cut you, bro, and now you want to go to NFLPA to complain about, oh, they cut me for the wrong reasons and I got these injuries and nah, man. Go ahead and take what you got. Take the coins you got. Chill out. Find you a new spot or find another team that's gonna put up with that, bro. But the NFL, Las Vegas Raiders will not. Try the XFL, bro, or USFL, whatever the name FL. Find another place that's gonna accept that. All right. Now it's hot topic time. Let's go ahead and heat it up, baby. Let's get it going. Today we're comparing the WNBA and his big brother, the NBA. Audiences, attendance, and pay. The numbers tell the scale of truth, growth, and opportunity. Now, the NBA dominates the WNBA. We all know that. We all aware that, you know, it's just like apples to oranges, right? Women and men playing basketball, but they both play on a 10-foot goal, you know. The NBA brings in 1.5 million viewers per game annually. And then you got 794,000 people watching the WNBA game. So let's compare the postseason. In the postseason, the NBA usually brings in 6 million views or a little over 6 million. The WNBA brings about 1.1 million per game, right? That's a huge gap. Now, we're talking about all this because the WNBA players claim that they need a raise. Now, this is where it gets real interesting because I need a raise too. I need more money. The NBA players claim that they need a raise. They need more money. The NFL, same thing, and so on. You know, everybody wants more money, you know, but not all of us make money. So let's talk about the salaries. Let's talk about the in-person attendance. How many people is going to an NBA game? On average, you're talking about 18,000 per game in the NBA versus 9,800 on average for a WNBA game. This is in 2024, though, by the way. So the one thing I do want to mention, the WNBA has made heavy increases on its attendance, its viewership, and just people following the players, period, right? In the last couple of years, especially since Caitlin Clark has been involved and Reese, the WNBA has went up through the roof. But you really have to compare the salaries. and ask yourself, how much more do these women really expect to get paid based on attendance, viewership, and what they're making right now? The average NBA player comes into the league making around about $12 million, right? But the average WNBA player is making about $102,000. Bro, that's 117 times more money. You know, the average rookie in the NBA, like, and I'm talking about low rookie in the NBA, is making 1.1 million. But a WNBA player entry level is coming in around 66,000 to 79,000. That's below six figures. And they playing for the WNBA. They playing on national TV. And they're averaging 98, so 10,000 fans a game, 1 million people viewing the games during playoffs, 700 to 800,000 people during the regular season. And the maximum that they're getting paid is $250,000. And then you could see $50 million from a NBA player maximum in a year. Like, bro, it's apples to oranges. And like, so you want to know like why the gap is so big? Well, hell, the main reason is for this is, do you watch the WNBA? How many people do you know that watch the WNBA? Do you care to watch the WNBA when it's on TV? Like, how many other channels do you pass before you be like, man, fuck, I'm gonna watch the WNBA? And do your city have a WNBA team? Because currently there's only 12 WNBA teams and there's 30 NBA teams, right? So let's just equate that to the money that they're making, the viewership that they have, the way they play, the style of play. Is it amazing? Is it not? Is it boring? Is it fun? I don't know. Honestly, to me, it's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. All right? And I'm going to say this. I don't care to watch it. And it's not no knock at the women or anything like that. I'm going to say, first thing, I feel like they even make the game better for the WNBA. Women, take the goal down 2 feet. Play on an 8-foot goal. Let me see you dunk. Let me see you have a real dunk contest, a real all-star weekend. I don't want to see no layups, no skill challenges, no Glorilla and such. You know, like, bro, let's see what you really got. And, you know, I'm not going to say make the game more feminine, make it more, because the game is really supposed to be for all. But I also feel like this. The women want to try so hard that they get out their shell of who they are. And this is my opinion. Y'all can eat me up in the comments or whatever. Hell, I even invite somebody on the show and we could talk about it. But I feel like a lot of the women that's in the WNBA has went away from feminism and they went to masculinity, I want to say. And that kind of affects the game, because as a man, if you want men's viewership, I feel like they need to look the part. Look like women playing basketball, but ball out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to see Brittany Griner like that. Not for the reason that, you know, the average man wants to see her. We want to see y'all ball though, for sure. That too. And I feel like that's what Reese brought to the game. But Caitlyn, she does a great thing of having a balance as well. You know, the older people of the WNBA, the Diana Taurasi's and the Sue Birds and the Brittany Griners, like, they take away from the game with all that masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that they can't dunk the ball, that kind of sucks too, bro. Like, but anyways, the real thing is, man, also is there's not enough teams. There's not enough teams in the major markets. Like, they just had a vote and a bid for 3 new teams in the WNBA. And I think it was like Detroit, Philly, and some other market or whatever getting a team. But look at Houston. We talking about a 3 or 4 time championship team in a row, the Houston Comets, not existing anymore. We talking about fourth largest city in America not having a WNBA team. Like, bro, it doesn't make sense. There's only one WNBA team in the state of Texas, and that's in Dallas. I don't care to watch them Dallas girls. That's what I'm saying. And then besides them, like, what other team is there? Like, okay, Phoenix might have a team, Atlanta might have a team. Why those cities got teams but Houston don't? Or why somebody, just like every major market needs a team. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's a team in Miami, but I'm pretty sure there's one in New York. There's one in LA. LA probably got 2 teams. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Spread the wealth first. Touch all the major markets. Have some more teams, tap into more talent. Get the girls involved. And make the game more feminism friendly for these other women out here that may be interested, but they don't want to be touched by the masculinity. I don't know, bro. Like, there's a lot of things the WNBA need to do, but they need investment. You know what I'm saying? And before they can get investment, they got a lot of things in the game that they need to carve out and fix. But hey, they got real growth. They got real record attendance going, rising TV audience, and all those things. So there's a story. There's something there. But if you ask me, do I watch the WNBA? Do I care to watch the WNBA? When was the last time I watched the WNBA? It's been a long time. I don't watch it, and I don't care to watch it because there's not a team here in my market in the Houston area. So, boom, there you go. Besides that, people, it's been a great show. Another great podcast. Like I said, check out the merch. Don't forget to subscribe, show love, comment, give me your thoughts, how I can improve or what you don't like. Hell, you can talk all the bad shit, crazy shit you got to say about me, but peace out.